Welcome to the Painting Coach. I'm Lloyd, and today we're looking at Kill Team, Blood and Zeal. Now, a huge thank you to Games Workshop for sending me the Blood and Zeal box out early. I'm not afraid to admit, when this was first announced, I wasn't 100% sure about the models in there. So let's dive in. We'll have a look at the contents. We'll have a look at the instructions and the manuals, the cards, everything. And we'll see if it's changed my mind a little bit. So let's have a look at the instructions first, and we'll have a little look at the sprues in more detail as well. So we've got 3 sets of sprues. So first up, we have the Sanctifier Kill Team and the leader, the Sanctifier Confessor there. So again, very easy construction by the looks of it. I'm not sure if we may have a gap there. It might be all right, actually. We've got 2 head options, and then we've got the Sanctifier Cherub. And what I really like about that is its weapon's called an Incentivizer, which when I read it did make me chuckle a little bit. Then we've got the Sanctifier Death Cult Assassin with a few head options, so that would be nice to have a look at, just to have a little bit of variation in there. And then the Sanctifier Salvationist, which again is a really cool looking model, but I think we're probably going to have a bit of a gap around the edges there, so we might need to fill that. We'll see how it goes together. And then we've got the Sanctifier Miraculist, which looks a little bit like a ghost, but I'm assuming she's just charging forward to spread the Emperor's light. Next up, we've got the Sanctifier Missionaries. Now, we've got head swaps for all of them. That's kind of the only swap you're going to get, but you do have variations that you can build. So for the first one, you can build it with a plasma gun and a torch, or a melter gun and a book. Now you can see here when it comes to this brazier, this torch, there's an X1 times 1 in red with an exclamation mark. That means there's only one of these in the kit. So it is an option for other models in the kit, but if you use it here, you can't use it later on. So you can build the plasma gun either with the torch or with, I'm not sure if it's an Imperial Inquisition icon or maybe the Imperial Ecclesiarchy even icon there. So that's the plasma gun. Then the melter gun, bit more simple. You've just got a melter gun or the book. You've obviously got different head options as well, so you can use whichever one that you like. The next missionary is a flamer. So this one looks like it is, it has to be a flamer. There's no option on it. And again, you can see these icons here. So it's X1 for the torch, or the icon there. So I mean, a flaming torch and a flamer might be a bit, I mean, is there ever too much fire in the 41st millennium? I'm not sure. Next up, we can build either a Sanctifier Drill Abbot or a Sanctifier Preacher. So you've got the different options in there. Again, you can choose a different head for these if you want. These say you can use a specific one, but I imagine that they will all fit in there. We've got a Sanctifier Persecutor or a Sanctifier Preacher. So the Preacher's got a chainsword and a hand flamer by the looks of it, whereas this one's got a massive chainsword with the built-in flamer. I think if you build anything other than this one, I think you might be just wrong. This is just full of character. I really love that. There. Next up, we've got the Conflagrator or the Preacher. So the Conflagrator is dual-wielding hand flamers, which again, I think rule of cool automatically you go for that one, whereas the Preacher's got a chainsword and a hand flamer, very much like this one on the other page there. And then onto the last page, we've got the Sanctifier Reliquant or a Sanctifier Preacher. So again, the Preacher has chainsword and a hand flamer. I'm assuming that the Preacher might just be the standard kill team member, the grunt as it were, whereas the different character models are obviously a bit more important, or perhaps more have more abilities. The Sanctifier Reliquant, I don't like that head, but I do like that head. So when I build it, we'll see how it looks. So next up, we have the Goremonger Kill Team. Got their weapons listed there. That's a cool looking chain glaive and a chain blade there. So first up, we have the Goremonger Blood Herald, which is a fantastically corn looking model, I think is the best way to describe that. I'm looking forward to building it and actually having it in the flesh, because it just seems a bit mental, and really does stand out from both kill teams, really. Then we've got the Goremonger Blood Taker or a Goremonger Aspirant, again depending on the weapon options that you want to build. I'm not sure which one is the kind of the character model, and which, but maybe the Blood Taker is the character type model, and the Aspirant is more of a, yeah, there we go. So all the Aspirants have got chain glaives, so I'm guessing that makes makes them the aspirants, whereas the Impaler is a very specific character. The Skull Claimer is also a very specific character. Obviously, they've all got these modified legs as well, which look quite cool. It reminds me of, dare I say it, Darth Maul uh, when he comes back to life. And we've got the Gormonger Stalker. That looks cool, jumping off a little bit of debris there. That's really awesome. We've got Gormonger Inciter with dual wielding las pistols. So that's very cool. Again, I'm looking forward to building some of these and seeing how they go together. And then lastly, we've got an aspirant, or we've got Gormonger aspirants. So we've got 1, 2 aspirants as well. So that's some painted examples. And of course, there is a new terrain piece in this kit as well. And that is the Shrine statue, which again looks like a very cool kit to build. Not sure if there's going to be lots of gaps around here, but we'll see once we've built it. I'm tempted to do a painting tutorial on this one as well, because it's a very simple model, very simple to paint, but about getting a good effect on it as well. So there we go, all the various bits for that. And that's what it looks like once it's complete with its wings. Interesting, they've got an option here of a desecrated one, where it looks like everything's been cut off and sanded and been marked up, some chains added to make it a desecrated shrine. And obviously Corn has done the desecrating, but I'm not 100% sure that you can cut bits off in the kit, but I don't think it comes with the iconography for it or the chains. So we'll have a look at the sprues just in case. First up, we'll have a look at the Sanctifier kill team. So it comes like this. Let's snap it in half and make it a bit more manageable to look at. So you can see the various build options. It is a lot cooler than I was anticipating it being, which might be an odd thing to say, but I wasn't overly enthralled when I saw this released. I didn't kind of get it a little bit, but I suppose the more you surrender to the madness of the 41st millennium, the more you kind of actually see how quite cool this is. So there's lots of interesting bits of detail and things like that. These backpacks are really cool as well. Lots of extra weaponry. I'll flip it over as well just to kind of see what it looks like. So that's the first sprue. This is the second. Perhaps the one thing that does jump out a little bit is I don't think you get quite as many models with this kill team as perhaps you would with some of the others. I'm not 100% sure on that though. So, I mean, we'll have a look at the total model count, but it just feels normally there's an extra bit of sprue, which like a small sprue that size with some accessories on. But this sprue hasn't got that. But again, still looks pretty cool. Everyone's a little bit shouty. In the name of the Emperor, I just love this. This is my favourite bit out of the entire kit. Is this chain sword and flamer. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. So that's the Sanctifier kill team. Next up, we've got the Gormonger kill team. And again, I've just split these. So it's 2 sprues. I've just split them in half to make it easier to show you on the camera. Lots of glaives, lots of different weapon options. So actually, I do love these mechanical legs. It's Darth Maul, but I do love it. They look really cool. So I can't wait to build some of them and see what they look like put together. It is very Corn in terms of how it looks, which is fantastic. So that's the first sprue. This is the second sprue. Again, lots of glaives. You can see the bits for the leader here as well. The rock that he sits on. So his icon of Corn there. His helmet, that's his helmet there, which is pretty cool. So again, looking forward to putting it together. I think there's probably going to be less gap issues with this than there will be with the Sanctifier kill team, if I'm honest. But where there's going to be less gap issues, I think you're going to have take you a lot longer to clean these up. Because if you look at the legs, for example, there's going to be a lot of cleanup down these legs and in these little bits where you've got studs and spikes and all that kind of thing. But we'll build it all up. There's the weapon for the leader as well, which is just fantastic. We'll build them up and we'll do some feedback so you can know what to expect and some of the pitfalls to avoid. And lastly, we have the sprue for the Shrine statue, which is a little bit too big for the camera, but you can get a picture of it. So this is the base here. Obviously, you've got the 2 wings. And if we just spin it around to make it easier to see, you've got the various bits of rock to glue together to make that statue. Brazier, sword. The hair looks quite cool in terms of how it goes together, hide any mold lines as well. So we'll do some feedback on that. Oh, that's interesting. these connection points look a little bit thick on the shoulder plates. So have to be careful clipping there, because you don't want to clip the shoulder plate away. And there is quite a chunky bit as well. So it might be better to clip this bit and clip that bit, and then go in to clip off, and just be careful you don't take the shoulder blade out. So there we are. Those are the sprues. Let's get some built and see how they look. So first up, we've got the Sanctifier Confessor. It went together very simply, very easily. You can see it's a little shiny. I just had a little bit more Tamiya thin across the joints. I pushed it together. Be careful not to spill it, because otherwise you'll end up leaving fingerprints across the model. But went together quite nicely. He's quite a chunky boy, actually. A lot of surface area to do some good painting on there. I wasn't going to paint this one. Oh, sorry, build this one. But I just had to, the cherub, because I realised, look at the hairstyle on it. It's absolutely bonkers. He's got a little goatee going on there as well. So obviously he's got his pacifier there. And this was a 3-piece model, very, very easy to put together. Next up, we've got the Death Cult Assassin, which again, very easy to put together. Very simple, very few parts, nice and sleek and simple. So we'll see how this one paints up. So I built the Salvationist because I wanted to see what those gaps are like, and they are quite prominent. So I've just tried to pop some glue across it and push the gap together there. And obviously it's not so bad this side at the bottom, because you've got this sleeve, but across the top and up, we have got that gap. So I'll just fill that with a little bit of plastic putty from Vallejo. But again, nice model, straightforward, very few parts. And then we've got some of the missionaries. So obviously it's still my absolute favourite model from the box set, because of its insane chainsaw and flamer combo. Yeah, it's, again, a nice model, lots of surface areas, some gaps across and down the sides, which we just need a little bit of putty to fill in, but I enjoy that. And the other missionary I built, I've not built them all, was the plasma gun option with the torch. I didn't realise when I was looking at the instructions, but this is quite cool detail as well. There's actually a fuel tank on the torch, so it never goes out. And again, a little bit of a gap there to fill in, backpack full of equipment and things like that. So again, a nice model. Looking forward to painting it, actually. Now that I've actually put them together, I've got to be honest, I am looking forward to painting them. And actually, I'll touch on this in my sum up thoughts, I think, but because this isn't an established faction per se, I think you can really go to town and make them your own and fairly unique. So yeah, I'll touch on that in a bit. For the Goremongers, we've got the Blood Herald. Lots of parts for this model in terms of getting it built. One other thing I noticed with the instructions, some of the parts are labelled wrongly. So when you do the first 3 parts you do are the front torso and the legs. The torso and one of the legs have got the wrong number. It's not a major issue because you're using them at the same time anyway. One thing I'd say when you are building it is this right leg here has got a notch on it to actually attach the torso to. So do the torso to the left leg first, and then put the right leg on, because it just makes it so much easier. I spent ages figuring out how these 2 legs attach, and actually it's easy to do the torso to this leg, and that's not clear in the instructions. Next up, we've got the Blood Taker, a nice and dynamic model. Now, this, I don't know what it is. Is it like a test tube capsule? Is blood spilling out of it, I think. So obviously he takes the blood, puts it in there. This is snapped on the sprue in transport, so I did have to glue that. So that's going to be a little bit of a weak joint, so you just have to keep an eye on that. I went for the head option with the tongue out as well, because I just thought it made it a little bit more dynamic looking. Next up, I built the Skull Claimer for no reason other than he's got a massive chain axe. And I just think it looks really cool. One thing I did notice with all the Goremongers is the heads, perhaps it's just me, but I didn't feel that they sit in the socket particularly well. So it was a little difficult getting them sorted out. The arms and everything, they worked out quite nicely. Obviously, they're all precision engineered now, but yeah, just a little bit of feedback on that. And the last one I built for the Goremongers was the Stalker. And again, this is a really fantastically dynamically posed model. It went together really easy, actually. I was a bit worried about, there being a bit of a weak joint going in here, but there's actually a little notch that goes in and holds it together quite nicely. And also these bits here, so the pistol and that cable are separate, so you've got to get it in exactly the right place. But actually, I found that quite simple because, again, the way they're kind of engineered, it did go together really nicely. The head sat okay on this one, but generally, the feedback on the Goremongers, they're great looking models, but actually they're a lot more parts, they're a lot more complex, which is why I've only built 4 of these, and I built 6 of the Sanctifiers. So there we are. Those are the models. Let's have a look at what else we get in the box. So what is inside the rest of the box? Well, firstly, it comes with the obligatory presentation box, which I still absolutely love. And then you've got the manual, which goes through Blood and Zeal, and also the card. So I'm just going to move this to pull it all out. Otherwise, things are going to just fall over the place, and nobody wants that. Lovely bit of artwork, actually, on the back. Let's bring that in. Actually, look at that. That's fantastic. Big fan of that, showing everything in action, which is really, really nice. So let's have a look at the books. So firstly, we've got all our tokens that we need for Blood and Zeal. I'm imagining that when these come out as individual kill teams, these will be cut in half, because I imagine that's the Sanctifiers and that's the Bloodmongers half, so just a zoop down the middle. Interestingly, all the Goremongers are on 32mm bases. The Sanctifiers are all on 25mm, apart from the Chief Dude, who's on a 32mm. So, minor thing that you might be interested in, I don't know. So those are the tokens. We then have the book, Kill Team Blood and Zeal, the dossier. There's, again, more fantastic artwork going on there, as he's going to hit that dude in the face with a torch. And in fairness, the blood, well, the Goremonger, he looks a little bit scared. So I'll just very quickly kind of flick through this. And this is everything, gives you a little bit of lore around it, some missions, all about how you pick the kill teams, etc. So again, there's the kind of the lore pages. Crimson Ascendant, the Goremongers, Zadarov's Devout, which are the Sanctifiers. And again, it's lovely kind of artwork, very nice and atmospheric scenes set in there. Love the guy with the chainsaw. Just he is my favourite. And then we've got some information on the kill teams themselves. So the Adeptus Ministorum, Sanctifiers. Just telling you a little bit about the kind of the kill team if you want to use the characters. And then we've got the different information about the different, roles within that kill team. And you've got the Goremongers, so all that lore, nice pictures, and then all about the kind of different characters that they've got. Obviously, there's the statue in all its glory. I haven't built that for this preview because I've not quite got time because I'm off to Adepticon. But I will be building it. I will do a painting tutorial on it as well. Now we've got the Sanctifier kill team, which tells you what you can pick there from everything. So you can have one Confessor operative, which is the dude, one Cherub operative, then 9 Sanctifiers selected from the following list. So there you've got them all in there. Other than Preacher operatives, your kill team can only include each operative above once. Your kill team can only include up to 4 Preacher operatives. So there we go. You can't get duplicates of the kind of characters, as it were. Then you've got the faction rules. You've got all the cards that you need. Data cards is the right word. I couldn't remember it. And then you've got information, designers, commentary, which is really nice as well. And then you've got exactly the same for the Goremonger kill team, with the faction rules, the data cards, and everything. And again, the designer's commentary, which is really nice. And then you've got the mission. Look at that great artwork. I love these atmospheric photography shots. I don't know if you follow Garthy on Instagram or X or whatever, Facebook as well, I think he's on, but he does brilliant atmospheric shots of all his models, so it's worth checking out there. So then you've got the Blood and Zeal mission pack, Zeal cards. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Oh, then we've got some hobby tips at the back. Okay, so this is really interesting. So when I was speaking about the instruction booklets, it had a picture of this defiled shrine. It's actually got hobby tips about how to do it, showing you there how to cut it, drill it, and chop it up. And there we are. So this has had Chaos Space Marine vehicle bits added to it there as well. So that's really cool, actually. Hobby tips about how to make the kind of defiled shrine, and then obviously the different painting, little chaos icons. If you've got a Chaos Knight transfer sheet as well, you might be able to use some of them, some of those decals. So that's really cool and really nice touch, actually. So you also get 3 packs of cards. So we've got the Blood and Zeal mission cards here, which I will just very quickly show you through. So we've got Blood. So I'm guessing these are for potentially the Goremongers to use. And then we've got Zeal. So different bonuses that you've got there, which is really, really cool. So again, I don't play Kill Team, so perhaps I should play Kill Team doing a preview of the box, but I'm guessing you just pull one of these cards and you can hold a couple of them in your hand and then play them when it's strategically valuable to do so. So let me know in the comments if you play Kill Team. What's the best way to get into it? I've got the starter set. It seems very simple in terms of how the starter set plays, but I'd be interested to know the best way to get into it. Next up, we've got the... Oh, there we go. So these are the Goremongers, I'm guessing, with the kind of iconography we've got on the front there. And then we've got some, let's guess, stratagem-style cards at the front. We've got the data cards for all the different kind of members. And then we've got the faction rules, which are quite cool. And then we've got strategy ploys. So in terms of just changing up the game for you, we've got a marker and a token guide, which is very useful, actually. These Gore tanks are interesting. I thought they were just kind of power packs on the back, but they're not. They're kind of Gore tanks. And if you look at the artwork, they're painted red, like they kind of got blood in them. So I have to remember that. And then we've got equipment as well that they can use. So those are the Goremongers, and put them back in the right order. And last up, we've got the Sanctifiers, some universal equipment there. So again, we've got the data cards with all the kind of stats and things you need for the Sanctifier team, kill team. Then you've got faction rules, or a faction rule, followed by strategy ploy. So I'm guessing we're just a little bit out of order here. Firefight ploy, strategy ploy, faction equipment, purity seals. So again, all the stuff you need. Again, you've got that marker token guide, you've got the Sanctifier kill team makeup as well, and then you've got the faction rules, some more equipment. So these are a little more jumbled, so I'll put these in order as well. But it's good that you've got them. They're there on the table. You don't have to flick through the book. You've got everything right in front of you. So that is everything you get in the Kill Team Blood and Zeal box. What are my final thoughts? So that just about sums up all of the contents in the Kill Team Blood and Zeal box. And what are my final thoughts? Well, do you know what? Actually having the models in hand, it's really won me over a little bit. It's an opportunity actually to do something completely different. And for me as a painter looking at it, I'm kind of thinking, I could do my own thing here. I could push away from that kind of traditional box art thing. I can just go and let my imagination run a little bit wild. Like you said, I've got some very favorite models. I love the guy with the chainsaw and the flame on it. And I do actually quite like the other missionaries as well. I think they're really cool sculpts. So has it changed my mind from when I first saw the Kill Team House? Yeah, you could probably say it has. I'm actually quite excited about coming back and painting them now. Why coming back, you might say? That's because I'm off to Adepticon this year. I'll be part of the Artist Opus team on booth 403. So if you are at Adepticon 2025, stop by and say hello. Shameless plugs aside, I'm really looking forward to painting them actually, because I think there's an opportunity to make a really unique kill team. And whilst I kind of show you how to paint box art stuff, I'm really excited to try something different. And that something different could be painting a whole kill team in more of a unique scheme. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And of course, there will be a video. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you fancy getting Kill Team Blood and Zeal, and I will see you next time.